right, joining us, the best band out of Seattle right now, my good friends Limberlost. We got the whole bunch just about. We're only missing a couple, and that was probably my fault for hanging up on half the people. We got Krystle, Anthony, Ricky, and Mike for sure. Hopefully everybody else joins in, but I'm amateur guy behind this console. How the hell was your trip to Texas, guys?
Awesome. It was amazing.
It was amazing.
I mean, you guys played the Live at Bill's, and then you had your big gig after that. Like, I watched the Live at Bill's.
Tatters. Yeah, that was a great venue.
So
there's a lot of. We're always going to say that the show was great and all that, but this really, truly was a spectacular show. We had a great time. I think we're going to remember it for a long time. I think for better or for worse.
And when I watch Live at Bill's, and we just brought someone else in, so when I'm
hey, it's me.
It's Ben.
There we go. We got almost everybody now.
Is that Benjamin?
But
it's just Ben.
Yeah, when I just Ben. Come on, the bass players. Come on, man. He carries the groove of the band. Look at he had such a great groove in the garden, and you going just a bass player. Ben, are you offended by that, Ben?
Oh, hell no.
Hell no.
I'm all about low expectations here.
So I'll split this up because we got the party going here. Krystle, tell us about. Yeah. I mean, I watched that Live at Bill's gig you guys did. Man, you guys were rocking it out. Tell us how cool that was.
Oh, that was so much fun, man. So those guys are amazing. They took an entire extra day out of their week because they knew we were coming into town. So they made an entire day just for us on Friday because normally they only film every other Saturday. So they brought, the whole crew in. They cooked us food, and hung out all day. And then we got to film the really great show. And they were just so nice. We even, hung out afterwards and, we're having, a jam session. And, yeah, I mean, what a super memorable, awesome time. And I love the level of hard work and dedication they put into their production, into, making a really cool quality show. And I think way more people need to check it out.
Well, that's what I was going to mention. The quality of the video was top notch. I was like, dang, these guys are really putting on a heck of a show. And I think Brittany just showed up, right? Brittany, are you there?
Yes. Yeah,
there she is.
I got it figured out.
So since you're here, I'm going to ask you, give us your impression on what you thought of being on Live at Bill's.
It was awesome. I mean, just being able to walk in that space, even that was my first impression, was walking in the space. It's just, it's so alive. You can tell there's just been so much fun that's been had there. There's so much music that's come through there. And so, to walk in and be able to get to share and experience that, and have a little focus on our music too, which was kind of neat. That was just kind of it. It was just really, in my opinion, kind of the high point of our time in Texas.
Really?
So, I feel that. I really had a good time there.
I watched the video.
It's like a bucket list of mine to have something like that someday.
I would think
underground cool thing.
I would think the guys that run the show there would be honored that you said that because. It was a really cool thing. But you played another show, and Anthony, I heard that show rocked out. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the show, Anthony?
Yeah,
Tell them about your trampoline, Anthony.
So it was really, when we first drove up there, we spent all day there, kind of hanging with the other bands and doing the check and getting everything right. Driving in there, it didn't look like a whole lot. In fact, it's a really kind of a bad potholey road when you go in there. But when you get there, it's just a really cool space. There's a creek running through it. It's got a nice big stage. There's food everywhere and got a nice green room and all that. So it was a nice afternoon just to spend there, although it was Texas hot. But it was, other than that, it was cool. Little But yeah, we all fans were really fantastic to hang out with, and the quality was great. The people running the sound and the stage were absolutely top notch, which is always a joy. What Krystle was referring to is it's got a kind of wooden plank stage, which, we were kind of worried about, okay, the ladies can't wear any spiked heels because it'll go between the boards, but what we didn't consider is that
yeah, we learned that.
So if you've seen Krystle and Brittany and especially Ben on stage, it's like jumping all over the place, and every time they hit the ground, my keyboards would fly up like a foot in the air.
and Ben's not a small guy. He's a tall guy there. Him jumping around is probably shaking things up. And you're playing bass too. That's your job, isn't it? Your job is to play bass.
Right. That's right. I'm trying to be a spectacle out there. Too many bass players just kind of sit there and just kind of let the stuff happen around them. But no. I did feel bad for knocking off Tony's keyboard. He grabbed me by the sleeve after the third song, and he was like, "If you don't stop jumping, my keyboards are going everywhere."
I'm gonna kill you.
I had no idea.
I'm gonna kill you, Texas style.
I know.
So you said it was hot. One of the hottest guitar players around is Ricky Dunn over there. What was your impression of the gig down there? How did you feel about the show?
Man, I thought it was fantastic. Anytime we get to show up, in any capacity in front of the bands that we played with, man, are just amazing. Not just the live, but man, all the other bands that we played with are just ridiculous. We made some. We made some new friends, and man, we just had a great time. Like the guys in Crack Up the Silence, we really got to know them as much as you can get to know someone in a night. But they were awesome. The guys were just willing to help out, and I just thought it was a very family-oriented feeling thing, and sometimes you don't always get that. Especially being in shows that you don't know who you're playing with. Sometimes people, not that they're rude, sometimes they are rude, but a lot of times people are just, focused on what they're doing, and you feel like everybody feels like they're in somebody else's way and stuff like that. But we didn't feel that way at all. At least I didn't. I'm speaking for myself, but I think I can speak for the rest of the band too, that we just, it was amazing. It was one of the best trips of the year, in my opinion. We had a great time. The sound, I can't speak enough on the sound quality was out of this world. Just pro everything. And live at Bill's and the show at the Wildcatter was just amazing. Everybody was super friendly, receptive, and we just had a blast. And I wish we could do that every other weekend.
Yeah, right. Mike, talk about the atmosphere of the crowd out there.
Well, the everything that these guys have said and touched on, but to go out and sometimes you wonder because hey, we're this band, we're from Seattle area, Puyallup, Washington, and we go out and we get treated at a reverence level that we got treated on this trip. Was just. We're like, are we really this okay? Are we this good? To be, the way they, everybody was just super respectful. And, about this venue, and the sound team, Second Chance Productions, they were just amazing. Now, they had just done Blue Oyster Cult in this venue the night before. So that same stage we were on, that was the night before they had Blue Oyster Cult out there to a packed crowd. So, these guys, for us to walk into that kind of a realm where we're dealing with that level of professionalism, it's only happened to us about 2 or 3 times in our career, and it's really one of those things where you're just kind of like totally, I don't know what to say about other than you don't take it for granted and you absorb it and cherish the moment, because it was just one of those things that was like, wow, walking away from that, having Paul Crosby from Saliva Tech in my drums, come on, man, that was fun. So, yeah, and the crowd was great. They don't know us from Adam down there. This is our first time into Texas, so, we were totally out of the element, and to watch them respond to us and the response we've still gotten over social media and so forth, it was really fun. It was an amazing journey. I think we can add that on to everything else. This was an amazing summer for us, coming out of COVID and having things land the way they did. We had our challenges and we had things, that we had to deal with. But, for us, this is what we do. This is why we're doing this. You know, you and I talked about this, John. We got to come out there. We got to show up, and when you start showing up, it changes your world as a musician.
Yep.
You know, you're no longer just this local band that's going to play clubs and, you know, load in and out of your trunk. You know, you're getting on airplanes, you're getting in buses. It's a whole different world and a whole different level of professionalism and preparation and reverence that you have to have for all those people that you're dealing with. So I don't know, man. For me, it's kind of one of those things. I'm glad that we had this year because, you know, to me, it's like I don't want to go back in time anymore. I want to keep pushing forward and seeing what's next.
So I'm going to ask Brittany and Krystle this because I've known you guys a while, and I just came across another video that I had not seen before, and that was the video of you guys doing the Battle of Evermore. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
You two just knocked that out.
Oh, thank you so much,
Thank
man.
you.
That was a trip. That was fun.
Do you guys do that like in a regular gig, or was that just for that one specific time?
That was a specific show that was put together as a benefit for Grammy's Music Cares to raise money. And so it was actually the entire performance was the whole soundtrack from the movie Singles.
Oh, okay.
So we were kind of called in last minute when the Wilson sisters were originally slated to perform that song, but it just kind of didn't work out. So the band who was facilitating this and performing most of the material, a group called Rain Light Fade, really great band. They called us up because we're kind of a package deal, you know, 2 female singers, and we had about a week to learn the song and rehearse, and then it was during, like, you know, high COVID, so it was, you know, show up at the venue, play the song, and then get your butt out of there. It was really kind of a quick wham-bam thing, but the whole production turned out really, really so beautifully done. And as far as I know, they're planning on doing a live show version of what they performed for that. So hopefully we'll be able to get to do that again.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Wow, cool.
When I bring you guys here, whenever we can get that set up, I may request that song because that you two singing that sent chills up my spine. It's amazing, you know. But so what? Let's see. Let's go back to Anthony. What are you guys planning on next?
What are we planning on next? Well, we do have one more show kind of rounding out the tour in November, but also we're working on a video for earlier in the summer. You know, for those that didn't know, we on the first part of the tour we wound up spending almost a full week at Sturgis. So we got a lot of really interesting footage. You know, the new song is called "Long Way from Home," and we kind of gathered a lot of film, you know, footage about that trip because it was really the first time this band had gone on an extended tour, and there's so many things you don't know about each other until you do that. You know, so everybody was kind of in their comfort zone and in close quarters with a lot of people.
Yeah, who's got the worst gas and all that? Who's cranky in the morning?
we all found out Tony's a sleep farter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But live here on the radio, folks.
Memorializing. A lot of work going on with that.
Well, that's always good to write when you guys write the book. Later down in your career, and you're writing a book about the band, you can bring that up.
Yeah.
So you guys have any?
We'll save it till then.
Any funny stories from the trip? Any good stories from the trip besides the gig?
Oh Lord.
Ooh.
Yeah, the silence. Everybody going. I can't tell.
Oh, you can't tell it.
Tell them. Tell them about how we met Wes.
Oh, Wes was cool. So we're at this, we're in Sturgis. We're at this campground, and we're kind of like it was early morning, and we come up, and I didn't realize. I guess Mike had spoken to this guy that was parked next to us and told him that we were playing. The rest of the band's kind of coming up from like the shower room, and there's people playing our music out of these trailers at Sturgis, and it's like we just kind of went running up and going, "Wow, how did you find that music?" And it turned out to be this guy named Wes Jones, who has become kind of a super fan. You know, he was great the whole trip there. We got some images on his bike and all that stuff that hopefully will make the video. And yeah, he was just a great guy, and we still talk to him all the time on social media. So he's it's fun how things like that happen, because now he's kind of like part of our family in a way. But he was some guy.
Listen here, this is Shady. I'm the super fan. Nobody else is. I even got a cape with a big L on my chest. Come on now.
Right. The official fan club card and everything, don't you?
I got the key and the secret Dakota pin and everything.
Well, don't say that, because now we'll have to get all that stuff for Wes, because he doesn't have any.
That's right.
Sorry, Wes. I got the last ones of all of them. I promise. So, guys, who wants to tell everybody how to find you on the socials and the internet? Make it a party. Share it around. Where's Ben? Ben got all.
You got everywhere.
Yeah.
You got the Spotify, you got the Amazon Music, you got the iTunes. A quick Google search will take you to the grand supply that is available online of Limberlost. But we're everywhere, man. We've got our website at limberlostmusic.com, where you can stay on top of the calendar and what's happening. Facebook is a great place to keep in touch with us. But yeah, you can hit us up anywhere.
That's awesome.
And I'll tell you stuff. And you can buy stuff there.
I was driving.
You buy stuff. That's important. Buy stuff from these bands, because that's how they really get the cash to help make more albums and stuff. Because the touring costs money, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it costs money. Yeah. You don't make a whole lot going anywhere, especially to Texas. But did you have Texas-sized beer and Texas-sized hats and all that while you were there?
Well, Texas-sized food, man. That place is a food-a-palooza.
Really?
Holy crud.
So, all right, guys. I thank you so much for joining us. And everybody go out there and buy the Limberlost album, Good Fight. It is one of the most kick-ass albums you guys will ever hear. And technically, these are probably my favorite long-standing band that comes on the Banger Music Hour, maybe? You guys have been on probably, 8 times now?
Aww.
And
we love you so much.
I love you guys, too. You guys are always welcome. Make sure you guys take care, and we'll see you real soon, all right?